How's it going, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about kind of like one of my clear water jig alternatives. It's a really good standalone bait also, but I kind of tend to throw it at least more when the jig bite's not really happening. And it's really surprising sometimes the difference that I can get when I'm throwing a jig versus when I'm throwing this bait right here, which is the Yamamoto Hula Grub. All this bait is kind of like just a standard double tail grub, and it's got a soft plastic skirt on it, very similar to a jig. It's almost a little bit strange how much better this bait can get bit sometimes versus others compared to a jig. I typically run it on a 3/8 ounce, just a ball head jig, always tying the Palomar knot, and I like, you can go as low as 10 or 12 pound fluorocarbon, but I usually run 14 or 16 just in case fish get me in stumps or anything like that. As far as colors go, I usually keep it pretty natural, greens and browns quite a bit. I'll throw smoke a little bit, but I'm gonna usually run with kind of like a green pumpkin, green and purple flake, or a green pumpkin, purple and copper flake, standard green pumpkin, or watermelon, black and red. Those are probably my top 4 or 5 favorite colors. As far as fishing this bait, it's pretty straightforward. Anybody who's ever fished a jig before can kind of get a pretty good idea and feel for fishing the Hula Grub. It's just a really good bait to throw when the fish aren't fully committing to a jig or really clear water. I'm not sure what it is. It doesn't necessarily look super realistic or anything like that, but it gets bit really good, and smallmouth really like this bait also. It's a good big smallmouth bait and good bait to go catch a limit on when guys are throwing a drop shot or something. You maybe catch a little better quality. So that's pretty much the overview of this bait, just the good old Yamamoto Hula Grub. I like throwing mine on a kind of like a light jig rod. This is a 754 iRod Air. I really like it for this type of fishing, cast up on rocky points and stuff and kind of drag it down. You could definitely downsize like a medium heavy or something, especially if you're running on a open exposed hook like this. But I usually tend to fish a fairly heavy rod. Line goes Sunline Sniper fluorocarbon is pretty much all I'm going to throw for fluorocarbons, which is 90+% of what I'm going to use in the first place. Mono and braid for topwater, of course. The reel I have on here is a Shimano Core 100 mg. So just a nice little reel, nice and light, helps me fish this bait effectively. Anyways, check out the old Yamamoto Hula Grub if you guys haven't. It's been around for a long time. It's caught a ton of fish, a ton of big fish, and when you're trying to force that jig bite in clear water, it might help you get a few more bites. Thanks for viewing this week. Stay tuned for next week, and we'll be right back here showing you guys some different tips and tactics. Thanks.